So we are sailing right towards the new Celebration Key right now, and this is the first time this really happened. Is we're not getting in until around 2:30, which is kind of wild for a you know promoted cruise to the new destination. Like only getting really a half day on the island, I think. Kind of sucks for everyone on board that didn't realize that. But we're actually swapping out with another ship. So there's another Carnival ship that's leaving port right now, and then we are going to take their spot. I believe it's the Mardi Gras that's there all day today. So very interesting stuff. I'm excited to see the island, but I'm wondering how busy it's going to be when we get on shore. Since we are arriving well after lunchtime, decided to grab some lunch at the Blue Iguana Cantina. So they have burritos and tacos. I really do love the chicken and the pork tacos there. So definitely check that out. That's included in your cruise. But we were slowly inching our way towards Celebration Key. Could see the other Carnival ship leaving us a space to sail into the beautiful waters of Celebration Key. So in this video, I'm not going to give you a full tour of Celebration Key. I'm going to leave that for its own separate video. But we had from 2 until 8 p.m. on shore, which I don't think is super ideal in the Caribbean just because afternoon storms come in. It was a little cloudy on our visit. We did have some sunshine here and there, but definitely some storm clouds that were arriving later in the day. So definitely prefer a morning visit if at all possible. Just gets hot in the afternoon. Once you arrive, there are some handy maps to point you in the right direction. It's pretty easy to get around here, pretty hard to get lost. It's one big circle, two different sides of the lagoon. And in the middle is the beautiful sandcastle that features two of the upcharged water slides as well as the island's coffee shop in the back, which is great. It separates the two sides of the lagoon, so you have the Starfish Lagoon on the right if you're facing away from the ship, and then the Calypso Lagoon on the left. Originally on my first visit here, I did want to purchase the Pearl Cove adults only area. This is an upcharge attraction here, but it wasn't available for our sailing. There were two other ships in port, and they must have realized that probably not worth it for the later part of the day. So I'm just going to have to go visit that on my next trip. And so the main attraction here is definitely the lagoons. They're massive. It's the largest freshwater pools in the Caribbean, and they're very stunning. I think on a sunny day, they are absolutely beautiful. I do love all of these cool postcards that they set up for photo ops. On the Starfish side, the more family-friendly side, or at least originally, they do have the splash pad set up for the kids, and then a nice little slushy station. So a lot of kid drinks here. Of course, you can get alcohol in that for the adults as well. So a lot of different areas to hang out. There are a ton of sit-down restaurants as well as to-go counters and even food trucks. So when you step off the ship, one thing that definitely operates differently here at Celebration Key is that you only get one meal to use, and all the meals are loaded onto everyone in the stateroom's sail and sign card. So you go up to the counter, and then you select that you want to use your meal, and then you receive a lunch. Now, this has gotten a little bit of negative feedback online. For me, I'm good with one meal, but I do think that having that buffet and being able to try a whole bunch of different things all included in your cruise vacation is good. I mean, what if you get something that you didn't necessarily care for at one of the food trucks? So there's probably some test and adjustment going on here. The nice thing is Carnival did partner with local chefs and local restaurateurs to operate these food stalls, these food trucks, so it's awesome to partner with the local community. I got the ghost pepper fried chicken sandwich. Thought it was pretty good. Only thing was there's a bunch of ants on the ground where I was eating my meal, so got bit a little bit, so that was a little annoying. And the clouds were just not really participating super well on our trip. That shot itself was really nice, though. But overall, it was kind of windy, kind of felt like a storm was brewing for sure. So I just spent the day walking around, checking out everything. So there's a bunch of sand around both lagoons and plenty of beach chairs, even with two ships in port. Eventually, there's going to be up to 4 ships in port here. You can tell because they are building another pier right next to the one they've built custom for Celebration Key already. So that will be coming in the next year or two. So they've got plenty of room for multiple ships here, and I think with a ton of fun and music going on in the lagoons, it can be a pretty fun party atmosphere. But if you don't want to hang out at the lagoon, there are 2 beaches here. Pro Cove has its own private beach with private beach chairs. Really pretty water here, really pretty beach. You are looking directly at the ship, so some people prefer this. It's great for photos of your vacation to prove that you were on a cruise vacation. Others kind of want a more unspoiled look, so it's kind of whatever you really prefer. I thought it was nice, and I would probably end up just hanging out here if the weather was cooperating, as I kind of more prefer the beach rather than a giant pool. But there's a lot of activities in the pool itself that you can go check out. There's a swim up bar. There's a swing bar with plenty of swings there. There's tons of cabanas that you can rent. So it's pretty fun, and stay tuned for the full tour. Coming up next on the channel is going to be the Celebration Key video. We're going to explore every nook and cranny. And it was fun to head back to the ship a little early because Mardi Gras was leaving before us. The Mardi Gras is one of Carnival's largest ships, so it's fun to see her leave port. They have the roller coaster up top, and it's really fun just to wave at folks leaving. And these massive ships moving next to you, it just never doesn't blow my mind how big these things are and how much they move around the world. So it's really just a fun moment to celebrate and sailing away with a whole nother ship full of people. So yeah, my first thoughts here are, it's very large, very beautiful pool, lots of space for people to spread out. There were 2 ships in port, technically 3, but we replaced the Carnival ship that was here in the morning. And so Mardi Gras was here, and when I got off the ship, it felt very busy in that plaza, but a lot of people were already heading back to the ship. So overall, it's huge. I mean, there's plenty of space to spread out, and when all the Mardi Gras folks made it onto the ship, it really emptied out, and it was just our ship of 2,400 people or so. And plenty of room to spread around. I got to try the water slides in the sandcastle. They're $15 a person for kind of an unlimited ride wristband. I don't think that that's really worth the price. I kind of feel like these should be included in your day here at Celebration Key. Very nice water slides though, very fun, and a bit of a hike up to the top of the sandcastle to ride those each time. So I don't know if that's necessarily worth $15 there. So maybe down the line they might include that in your stay here at Celebration Key. The food, I got to try the Bahamian fried chicken sandwich. I went with that just because it seemed like a good option. Pretty decent sandwich, pretty normal fries, and included a cookie. I gotta say, I think I'm kind of missing the food angle here. You get 1 meal included with your sail and sign card, which is nice, but after that it's kind of pay as you go, and it's all relatively expensive, kind of typical Bahamian pricing. So I do think that Carnival should have some sort of complimentary buffet option available to everyone on the island, similar to other private islands, even other islands that they operate. So overall, I think that the food is a bit of a miss. Also, the food trucks, it just kind of seems like an afterthought. There are some sit-down restaurants spread out around the island, but you can't use your meal vouchers there. So overall, that's definitely something that I would probably improve. Your drinks package doesn't work at Celebration Key either. I wish that was the case too, because drinks are part of the experience. I think even non-alcoholic drinks. So it's kind of unfortunate that it's not included when you step onto the island. Walked around the whole place, checked out a number of things. Basically, it doesn't seem to me like there's a lot of excitement besides the pool. If you're not a pool person, there's really not a lot here for you. You do have 2 sides of the beach, but again, you're kind of facing the ship. Very pretty water, but overall, not the most amazing beach I've seen, but definitely not anything to not visit over. You can do excursions away from Celebration Key since you are on the island of Grand Bahama, so that's nice. So there are other options that maybe I'll take advantage of the next time I come here. Pearl Cove is the extra charge adults only section. Didn't get a chance to try that out. I'm going to try that out on my next cruise. There's a unlimited drink option in there, so I might enjoy that a little bit more. So we'll have to see. But overall, it's not my favorite destination that I visited on a cruise ship. I feel like maybe over time some of the operational improvements will improve. They've already made some adjustments, like making teenagers allowed to swim near the Calypso Lagoon swim-up bar. So they're making adjustments, and yeah, overall those are my thoughts. With the weather not cooperating, I did make it back for my 6 p.m. dinner, so I did film the food this evening. I forgot to the first night. Chicken Parmesan was delicious. Tiramisu was a little frozen still, but the flavor was good. Melted a little bit, letting it sit a little bit. But yeah, it was kind of funny being on the ship and having not left. You could actually still go back on shore. But it was a little stormy, so I was glad to be back on board, just avoiding all that. It's fun to check out the lights of Celebration Key. They have a whole lighting package. And then it was time for my favorite activity of any cruise. It's the Love and Marriage game show. So very funny there, very funny answers. And then it was 80s night, and everyone was having a great time on shore. All right, today we got our golf clubs here in Nassau. We're going golfing. Excited. We're going to head over to Paradise Island. Hopefully get 18 in, weather permitting. And yeah, have a great day. It was very helpful that we were the first ship in because I did have a 9 a.m. tee time. Had to get over to Paradise Island, which is not too long of a ride, but I did want to make that on time. So it was fun to see the Carnival Venezia coming in because I'm going on her in just a few short months. But a beautiful golf course over on Paradise Island. This is Ocean Club. This is the premier golf course in Nassau. It is not cheap, but I'm a golf fanatic, and it was a very special experience. Again, on my birthday weekend, too. But very beautiful course, 8 holes that are located on the ocean, which is so rare. Typically, ocean courses maybe have 2, maybe only 1 hole, and just beautiful, absolutely beautiful time. Service was really great. We had a beverage cart coming around multiple times. They let us tee off on the back to avoid a little bit of a backup on the tee box, and we didn't see anyone on the course really. So it was really great. Played in 3 hours with a friend I made here, another person with the last name Jackson, which was pretty fun. But check out this golf cart path, probably the prettiest golf cart path that you will find anywhere. You have great views of the ocean. You have the Atlantis Towers in the background. Full 18 course, championship course, just a lot of fun. Then it was time to head back on board, and the Disney Wish had pulled in next to us, so always funny to see one of my favorite ships out there. And it was time to sail away yet again. We had some sail away shows. We had the big production show here in the main theater, which was a repeat of other ones that I've seen, but a very, very nice show nonetheless. And whatever you think about Nassau, and it's not my favorite port, but it has definitely grown on me with how many visits I have taken there. The sail away is always amazing because it's a very tight fit for a whole bunch of ships. You always see 1 or 2 ships coming and going with you. So it's a lot of fun. Really great weather sailing away too. We had some storms right after my tea time ended, so I got lucky there. So overall, it was a very nice 2 ports here on the cruise. But we still had 1 more day left on the cruise, a sea day. This evening before the sea day, we had our captain's welcome, which I always like to attend. They always have all of the officers come out, and you can see who's running the ship, put on the show. I just want to get this shot in of the atrium on the Elation. I think it's really pretty, and just a very stunning time to do the captain's welcome as well. So all of the ship officers were here getting their applause. They had champagne in hand. Very fun atmosphere in here.
Good evening and what we say, welcome. Are you enjoying the cruise? Let's try again. Are you enjoying the cruise? Okay, we still have some time to spend together, a couple of days. So we usually toast during the cruise to celebrate this great voyage together, and I need something to drink. Ginger ale. Franco is worse than my wife, you know that. Okay, so let's raise the glass, and I like to raise the glass for the beautiful Carnival Elation, to the crew of the Carnival Elation, and of course to you. Salute!
So on our sea day, I did not do very much. I really just hung in the cabin, got caught up on some sleep, did a little bit of work as well, just had a nice relaxing sail back to Jacksonville, but I did have some food, of course. It was fun to see a lot of the different entertainment options going on around the ship when I did leave the cabin. Had some lovely tacos again at the Blue Iguana Cantina. And then did want to try the poke bowl at the Bonsai Sushi to go counter. It's only $11, $12 after tax and tip. So a really good value and really good high quality sushi. So I do recommend, if you are in the market for some specialty dining, to check that out. A couple of different activities like a little Q&A with the entertainment staff, always interesting to see. And then my last dinner on the ship was delicious as always. I did want to mention this steak here. This was $25 for steak and lobster, and I did not feel like the portion sizes were that good. So that's a skip for me. But thanks a lot for watching this vlog. Look out for a full ship tour as well as all of the tours of the destinations coming up.